Hello, everyone. Hope you are doing well. So here we have another reading comprehension. And the direction for the question is identify the question's answer on the basis of the information given below. Well, before we jump to the question, let's look at the text. What does it tell about? So the text points out that for millions of people, the internet is often understood in terms of compulsion. Critics blame the internet itself for this state of affairs, or they blame individual users. Neither makes much sense. The internet is not a predetermined experience, it is a system of connections and protocols. There is nothing about a global computer network that necessitates addiction like behavior. So, should individuals be blamed for having poor self control? To a point, yes. Personal responsibility matters, but it is important to realize that many websites and other digital tools have been engineered specifically to elicit compulsive behavior. It is a testament to the strange relationship between Silicon Valley and compulsion that when Nir Al's book on how to build habit forming products was published, it generated no controversy, instead hooked in the year of 2014, which teaches web designers to create a craving in their users, was a bestseller. Prominent tech writers praised it, as did the founder of WordPress, Al Husted. Al or Il hosted a symposium at Stanford University as a consultant to Silicon Valley startups. Il helps his clients mimic what he calls the narcotic-like properties of sites such as Facebook and Pinterest. His goal, Il told Business Insider, is to get users continuing through the same basic cycle forever and ever. In Hooked, in Hooked, he sets out to answer a simple question: how is it that these companies producing little more than bits of code displayed on a screen can seemingly control users' minds? The answer, he argues, is a simple four-step design model. Think of Facebook newsfeed. The first two steps are straightforward. You encounter a trigger, whatever prompts you to scroll down on the feed, and an opportunity to action, you actually scroll down. Critically, the outcome of this action should not be predictable. Instead, it should offer a variable reward, such that the user is never quite sure what she is going to get. On Facebook, that might be a rewarding cat video or an obnoxious post from an acquaintance. Finally, according to EL, the process should give you a chance to make some kind of investment. Clicking the like button, for example, or leaving a comment, the investment should gradually ramp up until the user feels more and more invested in the cycle of trigger, action, and reward. Then you are hooked. One of the sharpest critics of Near Al is Near Ear, right? Over the phone, he comes across as thoughtful, serious, and sensitive to the ethical implication of his life's work. He often consults with healthcare provider, applying hooks tactics to, for example, digital tools that remind people to take their medicines on time. He says that he refuses to consult for porn and gambling sites. The book's goal, Yale said, was to inspire products that could help people live happier, healthier, more connected, richer lives. The fact is, you can't sell something to people if they don't want that thing. Yale said, "What I'm teaching is a persuasion. It is not coercion. Coercion is when you get people to do things they don't want to. And frankly, I don't know what to do that." It's a very interesting passage. So the passage talks about how the internet can sometimes make people feel compelled to use it, right? Compelled to use it, isn't it? So that's what we find out in the passage. Uh, beside that, also, the passage argues that it is not just the fault of the internet or the users themselves. The internet is just a system of correction. So what is that? It is a system of correction, isn't it? And it doesn't force anyone to be addicted, but many websites and digital tools are designed to make people feel compelled to keep using them. The the passage mentions a book called what? The name of the book is called as Hooked, that you find out here in the passage itself, isn't it? Yeah, Hooked in the year of 2014, isn't it? So by whom? Near Al. which teaches web designers how to make products that form habits in users. And the book was well received in Silicon Valley, and Yale himself helps startups create products that keep users coming back for more. So, what does he explain? Actually, he explains a four-step, right, four-step design model to achieve this, using Facebook's newsfeed as an example. And despite its success, Yale also acknowledged the ethical implication of his work, right? Ethical implication of his work. He refuses to work with certain industries, like you can talk about porn and gambling, and he aims to create products that improve people's lives. He sees his work as nothing but a what? A persuasion or convincing, uh, uh, rather than, you can say that, coercion. Why? Because coercion is called as a force, and he pointed that, or he believes that, ultimately people choose the product. You can't force the people to take it. In simple terms, the passage discusses how some websites and digital tools are desi- designed to make people feel what? Compelled to use them repeatedly. It introduces Niral's book Hooked, which teaches designers how to create habit-forming products despite the book's success. Yale also considered the ethical implication of his work and aims to create products that benefits users, isn't it? So that's what you would find out from this text. Now, let's come to the kind of discussion that what is the theme and what is the main idea of this text. If I look into this particular text, what do I find out? The theme of the passage revolves around the influence of what? Influence of digital technology, particularly the internet, and you can say on human behavior, specifically the development of, you can say that, compulsive habits of whom? Compulsive habits that the people have. It goes into the ethical considerations surrounding the digital design of digital products and the responsibility of both designers and users in managing online behavior. So the passage also stated about the main idea. The main idea of the passage is to shed light on how digital products, particularly websites and apps, are intentionally designed to foster addictive behavior in users. It discusses the techniques employed by designers to create, you can say that, habit forming products, using Neil Al's book Hooked as an example. Now, let's come to the tone of the text. We can find out it's a critical, again, critical best, and also analytical one. Critical and analytical passage. It examines the fact of digital addiction and the role of design in shaping user behavior. While it presents the techniques used by designers objectively, it also raises ethical questions about the manipulation of user behavior for commercial profit. The tone is somewhat, you can say that, cautionary. mm, Cautionary or warning against what? Warning against the potential negative impacts of addictive digital products. So next is called as, if you talk about the style of the writing. So what is the author's style of writing? The passage is informative, and you can say that, and explanatory. Right, explanatory. It presents complex ideas in a clear and accessible manner, using straightforward language to explain concepts such as habit formation and the design principles behind, you can say that, um, addictive digital product. The passage also includes examples and quotes from experts to support its argument, increasing the clarity and credibility of the information presented. Overall, the style of writing is engaging and thought-provoking, encouraging readers to consider the implication of their online behavior. So, hope you understood the text, as well as the tone, style, and the main idea of the text, and also the theme of the text. Now, let's move to the question. What does the question point out? It's stated which of the following words contributed the most to making the internet feel a compulsion. So the options are: the first, the inherent nature of the internet as a global computer network; second, individual users' lack of self-control and aimlessness; third, the deliberate engineering of websites and digital tools to elicit compulsive behavior; fourth, critics blaming the internet itself for the issue. So the question asks you what? Which of the following has contributed the most to making the internet feel a compulsion? Now, the passage suggests that the deliberate engineering of websites and digital tools to elicit compulsive behavior, and that is the main factor, we can say, contributing to making the internet feel like a compulsion. And you would find out that this aligns with the option called as option 3, because it stated the deliberate engineering of websites and digital tools to elicit a compulsive behavior. But if you look into that option 1, so what does it say? The inherent nature of the internet as a global computer network. It is actually incorrect. Why? Because the passage states that the inherent nature of the internet as a, you can say that global computer network, right? Global computer network, that doesn't necessitate addiction like behavior. So in that case, option 1 is incorrect and irrelevant. Second is called as individual users lack of self-control and aimlessness. So option 2 is also partially correct, right? As individual users lack of self-control is mentioned in the passage. Self, uh, you can say control, lack of self-control is mentioned in the passage, but it does not specifically address the primary cause of making the internet feel like a compulsion. So hence you find out option 2 is eliminated. So 3, the deliberate engineering of websites and digital tool to elicit compulsive behavior. Yes, which we understood that the websites and digital tools make the people forced to, you know, um, forced to watch much time or spend much time on it. So let's look at the option 4, critics blaming the internet itself for the issue. So it is purely incorrect, as it reflects a criticism, you can say that, but cannot be called as a compulsion. Um, Criticism mentioned in the passage rather than a cause of internet compulsion. The passage does not indicate that critics blaming the internet itself so is the main contributing factor to making it feel like a compulsion. So option 3 would be the most appropriate here. Hence, we consider option 3 would be the answer. Hope you understood this. Let's move to the next question.